What's up? Affleck up late time, and I'm here with a special baseball video. We're predicting the entirety of the, oh my gosh, alright, I can't exit other things, 2025 Mlb Playoffs. And we're going to start with the American League, the first game, the game you're going to see in about an hour, and that is Tigers Guardians. I'm taking the Guardians in 3. I think Screwball gets them a game 1 win today, and I think Guardians probably bounce back, and then Tigers win. Tigers will go on to face the Mariners. Going down, Red Sox, Yankees, and we're going to go quick, sorry. Why? Pitching, and also hitting. I think he's better too. Good contact hitters from the Guardians. I don't know if contact is going to translate against the pitching of Detroit. Boston versus Yankees, it's going to be pitching again. I think there's better solid frontline pitching for the Yankees. Inconsistency for the Red Sox outside of Garrett Crochet. That makes me lean towards Yanks, and I think the Yankees have better bats. So, and it's at home for the Yankees too, with the short porch that they are used to. So give me the Yankees moving on to face Toronto. So Yankees, Toronto, Seattle, Detroit. Other side, Reds, Dodgers. I think the Reds put up a fight here. I think they're able to win one of the 3 games. I just can't say that with those bats, that lineup, right, that they're better offensively than the Dodgers or can do enough in the playoffs. It's their first time in the playoffs, really, to get it done, right? So for that reason, I'm going to have to lean on the pitching and known hitters of the Dodgers and move them on in 3 games against the Reds. I don't know if I said it for the Boston Yankee series. It's in 3 as well. I know you're like, oh God, 3s across the board? Yeah, 3s across the board, except for this next one. Here comes the bias with the big flag in the back. And I'm allowed to do this because it's my channel. Give me the Cubs in 2, okay? I think Boyd pitches a masterclass. I think Cubs are hot right now. They're finally playing their type of baseball. They get hits. They are figuring it out, and they figured out in game 1, and they turn around and pitch Imanaga game 2, and he also has a masterclass. Give me the Cubs in 2. Padres have great hitting, no doubt about it, but I think the Cubs are able to get an early lead, and that eliminates the ability of the 2 amazing closers that they have in San Diego, basically a 1-2 punch at the end of the game. If they're not involved, Cubs win. I think they do. Cubs against Brewers, Dodgers against Phillies. On to the other side, Seattle, Detroit. Seattle has the MVP, in my opinion, at the catcher position in Kyle Raleigh. You have Rosarena and Julio Rodriguez, who also perform incredibly. One of those guys, outstanding in the playoffs. Rosarena, right? Historic. And you have a bunch of other guys that could just hit. So you add on, they have Munoz, their closing pitcher. Yeah, give me Seattle. I always forget. ALDS, NLDS, I think it's in 5. If it's not in 5 and I look like an idiot, I'm sorry. I think it's in 5. So give me the Mariners in 4. So they win that 3-1. And then Toronto versus the Yanks. I really like this Toronto team. They got good hitting. They got good pitching. And they just have a good vibe with them, really, too. And it being a home series, I'm going to take Toronto, but I'll take them in 5. I think the Yankees give them a serious run for their money. So give me Toronto versus Seattle. Chalk, I guess, over there, 1-2. On the other side, Phillies-Dodgers. Like this Phillies team better. It's their last shot. They know that. They're going to be hitting the ball. They're going to be pitching the ball. And I think the Dodgers are going to lose some steam. I think the series that they just played kind of wore them out. Maybe they start hot in this series. Maybe even win 2 in a row. I think the Phillies are good enough to win 3 in a row. Give me the Phillies in 5. And moving on to the NLCS. And meanwhile, Cubs-Brewers. Cubs have had this Brewers team's number all year. They beat Peralta 2 of the 3 times they faced him, with them scoring big runs on him early. I think they get to him game 1, and it sets the vibe of the series. I think it's a shocking upset. Chicago takes down Milwaukee in 4. Moving on to the ALCS. I got Seattle versus Toronto. This is an interesting one. Toronto's really good. I like the top of their order, but after that, they got a lot of guys that, they can get contact, whatever, but I believe in the power of the playoffs, right? You need guys who can really, really smash the ball when guys are on base, not just get singles, but hit doubles or homers. That's Seattle, and the pitching of Seattle as well is just monumental. Gilbert, Kirby, other guys, I'm sure you're like, dude, come on. Killers. They got killers. They're 4 or 5 deep. And then they have relief pitching after that. Like I said, Munoz after that. Seattle easily. But not that easily. Give me Seattle in 6. Next up, Phillies, Chicago. This is where the Cubs' Cinderella run comes to an end. And probably in a pretty disastrous fashion. I think the Phillies are a much better team. I think Cubs really just got here because of good matchups. I think the Phillies take it in 5. Their pitching's better. They have hitters that are consistent, and they got guys that will play in the playoffs, like Harper, who hasn't played amazing, but he will in the playoffs. Cubs just aren't experienced enough. It would be crazy for me to say they'd make the World Series, but they can, and hopefully they win it. Phillies, Seattle. That's my championship. And this is a championship maybe I kind of been thinking about for a while for one team. That's Seattle. This was my sleeper team a couple months ago when I talked to a coworker, and I said the Mariners can go all the way, and I'm sticking with it. It's crazy. They're one of like 4 teams to never win it. They have a giant curse. It's hard to pick a team with a big curse. Cleveland and Seattle are the 2 teams with the biggest curse really in this. Cleveland in like 84 years or something, and Seattle in their entire existence of 60 years. Give me Seattle to overcome that. I think Phillies run out of juice. I think their pitching is good, of course, but their hitting is not going to be able to keep up with the great Seattle pitching. And I think Seattle has enough hitters to keep them winning games, maybe 4-2, 4-3 ball games, but getting wins nonetheless. This would be a phenomenal series, no doubt. And I see it going the distance of 7 with Seattle winning Game 7. So that is my prediction for the MLB playoffs. Thank you for watching, and go enjoy the games. I'm out of here.